What is up, everybody? Welcome to week 5. It's hard to believe we are now in over a month for this 2023 season. Obviously, this week we are playing our favorite rivals, depending on where you live in, um, the Dallas Cowgirls. So we know the history with them. It's one of the greatest rivalries in the history of the NFL. I mean, it goes back years and years and years. Even though I live in Seattle, I would probably say for me personally, the Seahawks are a bigger rival, but I live here, so I deal with a lot of stuff with that here in the Seattle area. But historically, it's got to be the Cowgirls. I mean, how many times have we met them in the playoffs for big games? Um, just think of the last 2 seasons, we've knocked them out of the playoffs and everything like that. So definitely a good week. It's going to be tons of hype for this one, tons of people looking forward to this game, all the good stuff and everything else that everybody wants for this game. So we've got TJ in the back. I think he's making his quick drink. I've got my drink I'm ready to go with tonight. So I'm going to hit that introduction here in just a second, and then we will be right back. I always forget to hit that on the back end to make sure that it shows up. So thank you everybody for showing up. We've got Jess from East Coast of Red and Gold podcast in the building. Thank you very much for showing up. For those of you guys probably should know because she's a badass, and go watch their YouTube channel. She gets all the good interviews and all the good insights. So go hang out with her and show some love, and everybody else. So obviously, I can't quite see TJ in the background yet. Um, I'm doing good. It's been a long week at work. My company is nuts right now. So I'm tired. I didn't get done as much as I wanted to do for this show just because of how much it is. But we're here. We're going to have some fun. We get some drinks on in a second. And then we got our man BC, the Mean Supreme, showing up as usual. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Oh, I think he's about to sit down. So, and then we got Miss Teresa. Thank you for showing up as always.
Miss me?
See. What up, man? How's it going?
Legendary. What's cracking, faithful?
Not much, brother. Then we also got Mr. Damian Lee, the man himself. It'd be great if we land a better right tackle. And I don't think everybody's down on McKivitz. Yes, the McKivitz is the weak link in this offensive line, but I think he's not as bad as it shows, and I think we scheme well enough to get around that kind of stuff. I mean, how many teams have, all pro bookends on both sides? Not very few teams can actually say that.
I think this is a little bit Mike McGlinchey syndrome where, we're so focused on the Niners O-line. And I won't say friends, but acquaintances of other teams that make me rest assured that the Niners have one of the best offensive lines, especially considering what Kyle really wants our offensive line to be and what we're proving. I mean,
yeah,
we all saw that performance on Sunday. That didn't look like a horrible offensive line to me. That looked like an offensive line that did what it wanted to do when it wanted to do.
And from what I have seen from the little bit of Broncos games that I've watched, like I watched some of the Commanders game and all that kind of stuff. Or not the Commanders. Who did they play last week?
Wasn't it? No,
I don't remember. No, I was thinking for some reason I was thinking of the last night's game, but whoever they played last week, Galinchy was still with Galinchy, still getting beat, still getting posted everywhere. So I mean, So TJ,
yeah,
we drank on the show. What you drinking, brother?
I got a dirty shirt. If I can speak today, a dirty Shirley. I'm just simple. I do mine a little different. I do full 12-ounce cans of Sprite. I add a half ounce of rose grenadine syrup, and then a half ounce of the Marciano cherry juice, and then 2 shots of Tito's, and then 5 Marciano cherries.
Shout out to Tito's. They sponsor everybody else. Come sponsor our show.
Yeah, come sponsor us, Tito's. What the fuck?
It's actually, I've had it before. It's actually really good vodka. I'm not a big vodka person.
I'm not
though
a big vodka man either.
I've had vodka now. This week will be the second week in a row I'm drinking vodka. I'm not big on vodka. It's one of the few vodkas I don't mind drinking straight, kind of a thing.
Honestly, if I had more time, I was actually going to make me another whiskey sour. I'm sorry. I was going to make a Hennessy sour this week, but I was like, man, we lost our
I'm about to
power.
put together my drink right now. So
Yeah,
I'm having what is considered an apple pie cocktail. First thing first, to get things started, we are drinking some Fireball.
I told him, what's up? What's up, David? How you doing, brother?
What's up, McDonough? How you doing, brother?
I told Jason, yeah, you have fun with that, bro.
Well, I am going to have fun because I bought the whole damn party bucket and I'm just partying by myself.
I am cool off of a Fireball.
Then we get some apple juice to go into it. So we get a little apple juice. I should have got a bigger glass for this, but oh well. Going to be using some more of the Pinnacle Whip. You're supposed to use a vanilla vodka when you do this, but whatever. I got this left over, and this stuff is
make it taste like whipped cream. Like it's fine.
Yeah. So like I said, it's fine. It's going to do what I want it to do. And then because we got one of those stream things where we make our soda at home, so a little ginger ale just to top it off with.
Well, cool, bad. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty damn sweet. So, and unlike TJ, I'm not fancy and I have a stir. Just using my finger here.
Yeah, no, I have a stir.
All right, faithful. Well, cheers. And here's to a good Sunday night game.
Yeah.
That is actually really damn good. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Because my girl has one in the fridge right now, but with the power going out, we can't open it. So.
Well, I thought your power came back on. Isn't that why you're here?
Yeah, I don't even know. We were out to literally my girl. What's up, John? How you doing?
How's it, John?
What's up, Spam? Literally, we were out. I had just gotten, for y'all who can't tell, I got my hair lined up and beard trimmed up and everything. So I was doing that, and there was a taco place right by. Big shout out to Tacos El Pastor. So my girl was like, "What do you want to get?" She checked the power. She was like, "Well, do you want to just get dinner?" She's like, "You feel like Mexican?" And I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, I obviously plan to do something else." So anyway, long story short, we went into the Mexican restaurant. I was like, "You know what, babe? I'll go out and have a cigarette." And I got a text message from Xfinity like, "Oh, your Xfinity connection is back on." And I was like, "Oh shit, I guess the power's back on." So probably by the time we're done unfortunately, it'll be probably by the time we're done with the show, everything will be good. But not trying to piss off the missus this early in the weekend.
Yeah, those of us, we know how it goes. Happy wife, happy life, right? BC in here with he says he's got the same ones. Saying what's up to Mr. McNiner. He's also saying up to John. First thoughts, starting off with, you know who we're playing. We're playing the Cowboys.
Cracker week, baby. I mean, it's like you and I were talking off air, and I said I'm actually it feels a little eerie not being as I'm usually way more tense. And yeah. I think that's just because we're coming off of last week, and it's like, yeah, we're a damn good football team, but let's be real. I mean, we can't hide behind this, whatever. We have to be realistic on the show. This is what makes us fanalists and not just fans, is that they're a good football team, bro. And
yeah.
It's ultimately, we say it every week, I think it's going to come down to you just don't have Debo, CMC, BA, et cetera, et cetera. They have a Nick Bosa-esque type player, but you don't have anybody like Dre Greenlaw or Bam Bam. They're number one corner for the year.
Their leading sacker and linebacker is actually out, but we'll get to that a little bit later too. So,
but that can Michael Parsons make the plays that TJ Watt made when we played Pittsburgh? Yes.
He can.
And the difference is going to be this game ain't going to be 30-7. when
No,
those
this offense is
fumbles and
much. I
everything
mean,
should
as
come
much
in.
as we don't like Dak, this offense is so much better than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's not even close. So in a 9-9 ball game like it was last year. Well, let's be real. I don't think it's gonna be 9-9. I think Brock's way improved. I think the offense has improved. CMC was hurt in that game. There are a lot of different factors, but in let's say a 20-20 game, 21-20 game, a turnover that leads to a field goal that makes it 21-23 could be the difference. Because this is not going to be last week where we're moving up and down the field 5 for 5 in the red zone, like Teresa said. It's going to be a dogfight.
Yep.
This is, to me, it would not surprise me. Matter of fact, let me just call it now. I think this is going to be the first game where we look at Jake Moody like, yeah, every one of those field goals you line up for matters this game, bro.
Like we had talked about earlier, maybe this is the one where we finally get that 50-yarder to win kind of a thing. It's like, okay.
Let's
and then we'll never hear the end of it out of Brian.
Oh, everybody's gonna swear it's the best pick we've ever made in the third round, and he's gonna be a hero.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is definitely this isn't a style points game. Last week was a style points game. This is you win the ball game by any fucking means necessary. Yep. Especially that I'm sorry, but I don't think Cleveland's gonna be a walk in the park.
Well, I don't know, because I know Watson isn't playing this week. I'm not sure. Their defense is still good. They still got Myles Garrett in the defense, but
legit.
We'll see how it looks for. So, fuck it. Let's just get started on this. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. Get cracking. Jake Moody is
obviously we are taking on the Cowboys this week.
Until play
Don't complain with my emotions.
Jake Moody is the one.
I just know it's the first thing I'm gonna see on my phone, on whether it's text message, Facebook, whatever. It's gonna be something from Brian going, "Look, I told you guys, blah blah blah." It's just gonna be nonstop for that.
Taylor Pepper needs to step up. Taylor Pepper, underrated key of the game. Let's be real. We are not going to hear from Bryant for a while if Jake Moody misses a game-winning field goal.
Nah, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll stand his ground. So, obviously, we are going into this game undefeated. The Cowboys are in second place in the NFC East at 3-1. Obviously, they lost to Arizona. We beat Arizona. Therefore, we should automatically win, right? I mean, that's just how
that's how it works, right?
That's how it works. But as we found out, the Cardinals aren't that bad. They're a lot better coached this year than they have been before when they were under Cliff Kingsbury. And they're a lot tougher. They're one of those teams that, whether or not you want to restart your franchise underneath someone like Joshua Dobbs, I don't think that'd be the worst idea of all time. No. I mean, I don't know who you would trade someone like Kyler Murray to, but hey, that's neither here nor there because this is Cowboys week.
Yeah, so, this is definitely like, if you think we're not going to go give them their best shot, I mean, say what you want. I know a lot of faithful were poking at Dak for it, but he definitely was like, why would you bring up how last year ended? Like, you're trying to piss me off. Like, I appreciate it.
It's a fair point.
I mean, like, it is a fair point. And it's like, I mean, sometimes with these reporters, I'm just like, really, bro? Like, what do you expect him to say? Like, how the fuck do you think it felt when he was walking out of the locker room last year?
Yeah, it's just like nobody wants to lose, especially playoff games like that. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? And especially in the fashion that you lose, which basically, essentially, you had no chance. Like, that play had zero chance of succeeding.
Still, to this day, I will never understand what that formation play call, what was the point of it. I realized that till the end of time, we were going to make fun of Zeke for being absolutely destroyed,
demolished
by Greenlaw. So, I mean, that's going to be a meme until the end of time. Sorry, Zeke, you're there for that one.
Have you ever seen the movie The Little Giants?
Yeah, that's good.
So you remember that part where, like, that little kid gets knocked back, and they're like, wow, they knocked him, because he was like, I did my assignment, Mrs. like whatever. And they're like,
yeah,
wow, he knocked him back to second grade. That's exactly what Zeke experienced.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like, whatever. But overall, what the hell was that at the end of it's like you had nothing else in your playbook. Like you should have just lined up all your
Nothing.
receivers and thrown it deep on the left side. It would have been much more effective than
Hope
whatever
for
the
a
hell they were.
PI.
Something like that. Just but all right. So a little house cleaning on our side this week. We got the transaction. So welcome back, Illa Manning and
Yes,
Jeremy Nichols to the
yes,
team. I
yes,
know we're
yes.
both everybody I seen was pretty damn happy that we got him back to the team. Now we did have to release one of Brian's boys and Jake Coletto and defensive lineman Marlon Davidson, who I don't think actually suited up or played anything so far. So I'm not
No,
necessarily going to say big loss, but he wasn't really an impact for the most part. So thoughts on that part of it?
I mean, loved it. I didn't understand. We were lightweight critical of the 53. You know,
It
when
had some
every
interesting
week,
decisions on it.
interesting, yeah, to say the least. Um, every week I saw Nick Gazelle on the
Zakel,
inactive Zakel. Why can I
yeah,
say that name? Nick Zakel on the inactive roster. I kept on saying, so you could have just kept Ilm Manning to be inactive every week, like
yeah,
And now that this essentially doesn't really matter, except minus what 4 weeks,
yeah.
of missed development with us. But I mean, not like he wasn't getting developed. Um, the next move, I'm
I'm stoked.
um,
I really
yeah,
like this one.
I'll let you take lead, bro, because it's your show. But I'm definitely stoked to
So yeah, so
find out.
if you've been underneath a rock all day or just waking up, we did make a trade today with what everybody assumed was going to be the released um, Randy Jackson. Um, why am I? Uh, what the hell? My whole thing just freaked out. Hold on, my whole screen thing
Technical
went away.
difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know what the
I'm
hell.
seeing it.
Go for it, because I got to get this
Yeah.
back. 'Cause-
So Randy Jackson received and 24 7th round for a 24 6th round. Kerry Hyder unfortunately released from the
and-
roster.
okay, I got it back. So I actually put the
Okay,
wrong
cool.
name down. It's actually Randy Gregory.
Very agree.
I don't
Randy
know why I
Gregory.
put
Yeah, I
Randy
know.
Jackson.
Yeah, I was like, I was just gonna roll with it, bro, and not correct
I
my
don't know
co-host
why
on
I
air.
put that down there. But
But
anyways,
yeah, Gregory Jackson. I mean, this is the ultimate. With Denver is going to eat 10 mil, so I think it's only a couple 100,000 that we have to pay
yeah,
him this
that's the
year.
part I love about it.
No guaranteed money, 3-year team control with no guaranteed money. So if we don't want him, we can simply release him with no consequences. I mean, why would you not make this move? This is like the Niners specialties. And I was talking to obviously my barber, diehard Niner fan, used to actually go in the locker room and cutting hair. This man's cut Ronnie Lott's hair. This man's cut Garrison Hurst hair. So Magic, there's a picture of him personally with Charles Haley at Charles Haley's Hall of Fame weekend, like in Canton. Magic's next to Charles
That's pretty
Haley.
fucking cool.
Like has Eric Wright on personal, like on speed dial, like Eric Wright returns his calls, like that kind of yeah, pretty dopeness. And there was another brother who's getting his hair cut, and we're all Niner fans, and we're talking it up. And I said, even if he doesn't come in and lead the team in sacks and everything like that, like, would you think that John Lynch would trade the 7th rounder we did for Jordan Willis over again? I think so. And so
yeah,
I just need
sure.
if he only has one important sack, let's just say it's a sack in the NFC Championship game or something. That to me is worth the 6th rounder we gave up.
Yeah.
When you're having I mean, we've seen what he could be. That Crygos game in 2020, he was a beast.
The bad part about this is that I believe it's one of our favorite players on the team, the versatile Kerry Hyder, has been released to make room for him on the squad. So I mean, there is that. Sucks that we're losing him because I know he hasn't done a whole lot so far this year. but I've always liked especially his versatility, and he
Mhm.
always seems to come up big in big games.
Well, he's the
So
veteran presence you depend on, that
yeah,
you
I
know
mean he
what you're
led
going to get.
the team in sacks in 2020. So I mean there you go.
Yeah. And I
So
mean, it was look, when we signed him, I said he's going to be with Chris Kosaric again. We're going to get the best out of Kerry Hyder we can. And you said the key word, versatility. That definitely is the key word I did. You could plug him in. I mean, let's be real. We signed him to be a D tackle. He
yeah,
played D end in 2020 because Nick Bosa blew out his knee.
yeah. So yeah, I
That's
mean that, and like I said, we gave up a 6th round, and then we got a 7th in return, and we got
and
somebody
they ate the
who,
salary.
yeah, they ate the middle. That to me is the biggest point, is the fact that they ate the salary, and we get someone who is borderline a starter in this league. So
For a 6th round pick.
um, for a 6th round pick, basically, I mean, yes, sign me up 2 times on Sunday for anybody in this position who can, like I said, I'm not sure if it necessarily spells doom and gloom for someone like Drake Jackson, because I think Drake Jackson's had a pretty good season so far this year. But it definitely bolsters
Well,
the backups and everything.
who else is he going to take snaps from? You're not taking snaps from Nick Bosa,
Farrell,
Cleveland Farrell. Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
I mean, I think he
I
takes
mean,
snaps from him. He's probably going to end up taking some from Drake.
well,
But like
yeah,
I said, I
yeah,
don't think that's necessarily saying that Drake is bad. I just think a pass rusher of his experience definitely needs to be on the team. This isn't someone we trade for and then play him 5 snaps a game. He definitely needs to
no.
be out.
This is as long as he shows whatever Chris Kasaric needs him to show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
really good.
say I put him out on the field.
And I know he
Except,
doesn't necessarily fit this team's what's the word I'm looking for? Attitude.
yeah, no.
But a lot of times when you come to a new team and it's got this kind of such an infectious, I'm not going to call it
I mean,
cocky, but it's confidence. That does something to you. You know what I mean?
look, nobody wants to be the one that stand out. And I mean, if you're not busting your ass at Niners practice, you're going to stand out.
Yeah.
And it'll be very easy to see, essentially why he was available for a 6th round pick.
Yeah. All right. So
With
that
with
is the
coming
week. Oh,
with the additional 7th round attached. And I think that's not insignificant that the Broncos said, hey, we'll give you a player and a pick. So essentially, let's swap. We'll give you a 7th for a 6th, and we'll throw in Gregory. Is
yeah.
essentially what I'm taking away from this trade.
They want him gone.
They wanted him.
I
Sean
had heard
Payton
the
was very
rumors that
clear.
they wanted to go younger on that team, and I was like,
It
I'm
was an
thinking there's
effort.
something else going on.
It was an effort.
Yeah.
Haberman and Middlecoff did a live about this very thing yesterday. Actually, funny enough, I believe it was yesterday. And they said, like, he said that he didn't believe the Niners would do it because he is not their type of guy.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be surprised. Very, seems like a Niner move. You sell, buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Definitely see him in 2-3 years turning out another big contract.
I mean, how many times have we had guys come here who had a somewhat subpar? I mean, he's had a decent career so far, but I mean, why couldn't Coach K just make him better than he's ever been before in his life?
I mean, that's what the Niners are betting on, and I would take that bet.
And for what it's worth, just like the whole thing with Trey Lance giving some insider information and all that hoopla, maybe he's got some inside information from back when he was on the Cowboys. I mean, it's been a minute, but still.
See, I feel that so overrated, with especially considering the fact we played them in the regular season in 2020 and the last 2 years in the playoffs. I believe they're going to gain more from watching our film versus whether it's when we played them the last 2 years in the playoffs or film from this season than they will anything Trey Lance is going to tell them.
And of course, they are going to ask Trey Lance questions. That's just common sense. I mean, they may get a little bit here and there, but you would also think this coaching staff is smart enough to change things up so that yes, Trey Lance has been here for a while. He does know a lot of the stuff. But hey, by the way, we can change things, just so you know that too.
I
All
think
right.
everybody just talks about that because of the Raiders Buccaneers Super Bowl.
Hmm.
And everybody, we knew their calls and all that. Well, I think that
Yeah,
was more of the fault of the Raiders for not changing their system.
yeah.
Then all of a sudden, John Gruden just having great insight into, what the Raiders were doing. Now they kind of just kept the same offense.
All right, so
I
let's
think
move
I had more
on.
to do with that.
All right,
All
so
right,
the
go
injury
ahead.
part so far, for us, Elijah Mitchell has already been ruled out, and then right now we have John Feliciano, who is still questionable with his concussion. Probably, I would assume that barring any sort of some uh, cut setbacks, I can't talk already tonight. He should be ready to go Sunday. I don't see any reason why.
I would assume the questionable is probably just because he has one more test
Yeah.
to clear. I would assume there'd be a test tomorrow night / Sunday morning.
And then for the Cowboys, already ruled out their tight end Peyton Hendershot, pretty good tight end. And then their actual leading sack right, Damone Clark is actually going to be questionable. If he's like anybody else I know, he's going to want to play. He's going to definitely get up to this game. As far as everybody else is concerned on both teams, everybody else is good to go. It is week 5. You got people who are probably going to be a little banged up and everything, but that's just life as an NFL player right now.
Yeah, that's the
So
way it is.
everybody else should be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, BA looked absolutely fine last week. So
Yeah.
whatever, lingering, effects from his shoulder were not seen last week, especially on
No.
that pass where he caught with basically his fingertips caught the back of the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
he was clearly reaching out and extending him, things that he would not be able to do if he was, still suffering from his shoulder. I know Debo said they still listed ribs / knee, but he's going to play. Like Kyle said, he's going. He's
Yeah.
going to
Everybody
play.
else is going to play. This is one of those games. If you're a player and you want to prove you're the best, you show up for games. I mean, minus you actually being what is it? Are you what's the saying? Are you hurt or are you injured?
Yeah,
You're just
exactly.
hurting. Everybody's hurting right now.
Everybody's hurt.
Yeah, but are
Not
you
everybody's
injured?
injured. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, even if you're just hurting, I'm showing up for a game like this.
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, I don't. A player who wouldn't suit up for a game like this would it be able to play in a game like this, because you don't make it to this level and you don't play
Yeah,
on football teams of this caliber without proving that you'll play in games like this.
yeah. You only pull yourself out if you know you're going to be a detriment to your team. You know what I mean? That'd
Yeah,
be the only
exactly.
way. I'm sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you. Exactly.
So, all
We're
right,
like
so move on.
Trent last year, or when he admitted in 2021 in the
Yeah,
NFC Championship game against the Yams, where Colton might have been better on 2 legs than I was on 1 leg, but of course he's gonna try
yeah.
to tough it out. All right, go ahead.
All right, so we got the coaching staff, or at least the top of the coaching staff for the Cowboys. We got Mike McCarthy. We know who he is. We've beat him in the playoffs and in other games plenty of times. Obviously he used to be the coach for the Green Bay Packers. I did win the 1 Super Bowl in 2011
Our
with you.
OC,
I'm sorry.
our OC for Alex Smith. Besides when
Yeah,
Harbaugh came here, he was
yeah,
OC when Alex Smith arguably had his best year.
yeah. So I mean, he's a good head. I've always thought he was a better coordinator than head coach. Excuse me, but he's done his thing. He's got a Super Bowl. He'll get his chances over and over. He's 33-21 as the head coach of the Cowboys so far. And then there's coordinators are 2 guys that we should be well versed in, with both Brian Schottenheimer and Dan Quinn, both being former assistants for the Seahawks, and arguably had some of the better years for the Seahawks underneath the 2 of them. I
Yeah.
don't think they ever actually crossed over and coached them at the same time, but some of their best years, some of Wilson's best years passing were underneath Schottenheimer. Some of the Legion of Doom stuff was underneath Dan Quinn. So I think
Yeah.
the 2 coordinators for here are actually better than Mike McCarthy, which isn't saying. I just think that some people are better at being coordinators versus being head coaches. And I think both Schottenheimer and Quinn are both really good coordinators on this team right now.
I mean, let's not be real. It was OC. Kyle was Dan Quinn's OC in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, I think because it was so long ago, people seem to forget Kyle wasn't the head coach of that team. Kyle was
we just heard about him all the time.
Yeah. It was Dan Quinn who was the head coach of that team. So
just making drink
this
number
is
2.
what I'm excited about, Dan Quinn versus Kyle Shanahan matchup, because you know that they know each other.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think Kyle's came in and said, hey, when he was his OC, he came in and said, hey, what makes our scheme difficult? What do you hate as a coordinator?
Mm-hmm.
And those type of things. So I think this is going to come down to the Jimmys and Jerrys, not the Jimmys and Joes, not the X's and O's.
Yeah.
Or I should say the Jerrys and Joes, not the X's and O's. So it will be, can Colton McKivitz hold up enough? Because if the only way these Craggos win this game is turnovers, and if their D-line just takes over the game. Like, everybody could be wide open, but if Brock simply just doesn't have the time to deliver the ball, then it doesn't matter. If he's turning his back, to the defense to complete the play action, and as soon as he turns his back towards the defense, Micah Parsons in his face, what's Brock supposed to do? So this to me basically comes down to a lot of, and I hate to say Colton McKivitz, because it's not like Michael Parsons is going to line up over Colton McKivitz, every snap of the game. But the O-line. Well, this game, it's so cliche in football, but I believe this game is truly true, that the defensive line that dominates the line of scrimmage will win this game.
Also, did you notice the GIF on Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, it's isn't that the 21?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to say, wasn't that what challenge is that? I know they challenged something.
I don't remember.
But yeah, that's the
overall, I think this Cowboys team is a very well coached team, and probably one of the better coached teams that we will play this year. So there's their coaching staff. So moving on.
Do you really believe that under Mike McCarthy, with Dak as a quarterback, et cetera, do you believe that they can win the Super Bowl?
I do, but I think it comes down to like when they won the Super Bowl with the Packers, or when he won the Super Bowl with the Packers. I think you have to have everything in line.
They can't play us and the Eagles.
I'm sorry?
They can't play us and the Eagles and win the Super Bowl. I don't believe.
Like it's one of those things where you're going to have everything lined up for you perfect. And you can probably say that for any Super Bowl win. But I think McCarthy's a good coach. I don't necessarily consider him a great coach.
I don't either. So, I believe the Niners have the coaching advantage.
Oh, yeah.
As far as head coaches are concerned.
I would say that maybe Dan Quinn has the advantage on Steve Wilks, only because we've seen a bigger – I'm sorry?
I said I believe that, yeah. I would take Dan Quinn over Steve Wilks.
Well, we haven't seen everything out of Steve Wilks yet. You know what I mean? So we've seen Dan Quinn build multiple really good defenses in different places. And, so I think not to say that Steve Wilks hasn't had good defenses or that he's a bad coach or anything. I just think we've seen it more from Dan Quinn than we have.
Reputation, strictly reputation.
Yeah. But as far as offensive play calling go, I mean, I think McCarthy is starting to do some of the play calling now. I think I saw something about that. So if you combine McCarthy and Schottenheimer, I'd still put Kyle above both of them, even combined as play callers.
Even put together.
So, all right. So we have Dak Prescott. We all know him. There's his typical face when, it was that 4th and inches. I believe it's the same call that they were looking at. Oh, no, this is a different one. But
I
so far
this
year,
is at the end of the game.
Yeah, this might have been a little bit afterwards. So far this year, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 900 yards passing. Cool. Not bad so far. We got CeeDee Lamb with 23 catches, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown. I had to put that picture of him doing the Kamehameha on there just because, Dragon Ball. And then Tony Pollard with 311 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. I've actually thought for the last couple of seasons that he was the more effective back between him and Zeke.
He was.
But so, but Zeke made all the money. Let's be honest. Zeke was the big
Well,
the big money on that one. So, but now it's Tony Pollard's time. I mean, he had a decent start to his season.
I mean, that game definitely changed when Tony Pollard went out.
Yeah, he's so
You
much
know,
more versatile, and he's got more speed than Zeke had.
he was like, wait, there were some plays he was roasting the Niners defense.
The hell?
So it might have his injury definitely was fortunate for the Niners.
So, do you think with their offense, we will be blitzing more? Do we want to get up in Dak's face, or do we want to play this almost kind of soft coverage that we've been playing a lot of lately and just bend but not break?
I think we're going to want to get after him because I believe that Steve Wilks feels that, hey, fine, they'll Tony Pollard will bust one, CeeDee Lamb will go over our top of our D or anything like that. But if we put consistent pressure on Dak, he'll give us one or two. And in this type of ball game, we saw it last year. A lot of people point to the difference in the ball game is 2 picks by Dak.
Which that 2 picks part will come in handy in a few slides.
So there you go.
All right, then we got the defense. Obviously, we've got Micah Parsons. We know he's in that top 5 of the best defensive player in the league. He's probably going to get a couple of sacks in this game. That's just how he is. I think he's only got like 2 so far this year. So he's been slow on the sacks, just like Bosa has. He's had 14 tackles. So I mean, not crazy with the sacks or anything, but again, it's Micah Parsons. He can always take over a team or take over a game in general. We're probably going to see him a lot over Colton McKivitz, but we're also going to be seeing a lot of chip blocking going his way with both Kittle and or running backs or anything like that. So
yeah,
that's going to be our way of trying to get up against that.
Truly, I believe Micah Parsons, like, he'll make his play, but I believe that we'll focus on him so much that I don't want to say neutralized, but like you're going to generally stop what you put an emphasis on.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence is actually what scares me more in this game because I believe that he'll be the hey, you're gonna focus so much on Micah Parsons. Don't forget, I'm a damn good player too. Like I can make some game changing plays on my own. Yep. And while I trust Debo and BA against Stephon Gilmore, we can't pretend like he's some slouch at corner.
No. And obviously, without Diggs, that defensive backfield is a little weakened. But Stephon Gilmore is still—he's probably not what he was 3, 4, 5 years ago. But he's still that vet who, you got a young quarterback like Brock. Maybe he has that read that someone else was talking about. Maybe he was out there kind of thing. Yeah. Maybe he just didn't talk about it. So, he can make a read on something that he sees.
Bring attention to it and focus to it. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, why would you bring out something like that? Hey, look, I know this. Don't tell anybody. I also see them getting after Brock a lot, kind of like what the Giants did with us. So I see that quick passing game going to be a big thing going into this weekend's game.
I think that we're going to have very similar game plans defensively in this game. What will essentially be that they're going to feel that we both feel both of our defensive is that if you have to go 12 plays every drive to get your touchdown, then both the Cry Girls and the Niners will be okay with that because they don't believe that you could do that 3, 4, 5, 6 drives a game.
Yeah.
Like you'll make a mistake. And let's be real, the Cry Girls better than any team have not only been, good at forcing turnovers, but turning them into defensive points, which is ultimately how you win a lot of ball. Like the number one way, besides offensively, the best way to win is if your defense can consistently put up points like theirs has. That's dangerous. Now I don't believe it'll be sustainable. I don't believe Brock is Daniel Jones or Josh Dobbs or who else have they played?
I don't know who the hook.
Oh, the job. Daniel Jones was week 1. Week 2, I want to say, was it Washington?
Might have been. No, they played New York. They beat.
Giants or
So
Jets?
they beat the Giants
Oh,
40 to
yeah, yeah,
nothing.
that's right.
They beat the Jets 30-10. They lost to Arizona
Arizona, and then
28-16.
they just beat the
New England
So
38 to
I
3.
would say cool, awesome, but Brock is not Daniel Jones, Josh Dobbs, um, who
Mac Jones was one
Matt
person we
Jones.
compared him to a lot, but Mac Jones just he hasn't
He
developed almost.
doesn't, he doesn't see it like Brock. He doesn't process it like
No, there's and for someone who played at Alabama and was the bigger recruit and the bigger draft pick and everything, it's almost like Brock is playing kind of like how I expected watching Mac Jones play in college, how I expected he would have fit in on this team.
Well, tell me the big, prospect from at quarterback from Alabama that's made a significant impact in the NFL.
Devon Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa.
It made a significant impact. Has Tua made a significant impact?
Yes, he has. Just because he's been injured and hasn't sustained it for an entire season in playoff doesn't mean he hasn't. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean he has put up a lot of points underneath Mike McDaniel's offense. I forget who their coach was before him. Maybe not so much, but you pair him with the right offensive coordinator and play caller, that team has put up good points. And just okay, so he hasn't been
Almost
great.
any
Even I've
time.
been a little bit down on him at times. He's got playmakers all around him. Probably the fastest team in the league. Just like with Brock Purdy, all he has to do is get the ball to them and let them do all the stuff.
And let's be real. I believe Tua's competent enough to do that.
Yeah.
Like I believe that I would believe most NFL starting quarterbacks are competent enough to do that. Now, can they
One
always
would assume.
consistently hit the right guy and read it, and
Yeah.
do they have the anticipation and things like that? That's different. But hey, throw it here, on time to this guy. I think most people can, NFL quarterbacks can do that.
Yeah. And I mean, he is also throwing to Tyreek Hill, just like how Brock has, BA and Debo. That definitely does help out.
Well, I mean, it's like my girl asked me last
Hello,
night.
Ferrani. Thank you for joining, brother.
Aloha, bro. Aloha.
All right. Next on the docket, we've got the fantasy point selections. So as you can see, CMC is far and bar above everybody else when it comes to that. Damn near double the closest person. The guy I'm playing in one of my leagues this week has CMC, and I'm terrified. I'm like, that's pretty much just a wash right there. I'm losing this game. I don't even give a damn.
I mean, like CMC might have just as many points as a lot of your team.
Yeah, he's going to probably have at least a third of your points every week. So, in fact, I will show you guys this real quick. Stop this screen. Let's pull up my. I'll pull up what my $1,000 league, what it looks like this week.
Oh, let's see.
So right now I am 2-2.
The
Not doing
Purdy
too good in
Brown.
this league right now. I'm not liking the way this one looks right now. So, yeah, this one I am projected to lose this week so far, and much to some people's will hate me, I've actually subbed out Brock Purdy for C.J. Stroud.
Huh.
I know a lot of people are going to get on me for that one, but I just think that this Cowboys defense is going to be a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier for me to get points out of C.J. Stroud and on that Atlanta defense than I am going to get out of Brock Purdy on the Dallas defense. So I know a lot of people who are going to go freak out, like, no, you shouldn't do that. But
And this
sorry,
is why
man.
I can't play fantasy football.
So let's pull this one back up. All right. So there's a fantasy point prediction. All right, the betting lines. So what are you taking? The Niners right now are favored by 4 points. And then the over under is 47. We're 5-0 against the last time we have had divisional playoff games in the regular season. So I'm going to take the 4 points because I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I also think that we are going to be going over the 47 points.
I'll take the Niners to cover.
Cover?
Yeah, I'll take the Niners to cover. I don't like because I see this being closer to a 4-point game than a 3-point game. I see this game being more 23 to 27.
Ooh,
yeah,
good score.
23
Good score.
I'm just saying 23 to 27 versus 24 to 27. That's
All
just
right.
how I feel. Over under 24, 27, that would still be over. Yeah, I'm taking the over.
All right. All right,
Did,
so
did the
prop
over
bets.
did the over win last week? Yeah.
Yeah, the over did win last week, so we did get on that one. Some of the prop bets. Nick Bosa, does he get a sack? That's a yes for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Dak, does he throw for 275 yards? I'm going to say yes because I think this is maybe coming from behind. I can see him getting that one.
I'm gonna say no.
No on that one. All right.
Yeah,
We should start writing these down and revisit them.
Right, we should. I would go no just because I agree with you, but I think a lot of those garbage time yards will be balanced out by some sacks.
All right.
Too.
Okay.
So
does Kittle score?
Yes.
I'm saying yes. Kittle gets a score against this team.
A big Kittle game. I think this is a big Kittle game.
Yep. Earlier we had talked about picks. Do we get 2 picks? I'm putting money on 2 picks.
I would like it so much more if it was 1.
Yeah, I know this was a little tough, but I'm gonna go on and say yes, 2 picks.
I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back on that one. And
all right, so you're not gonna take that one?
But I'm not gonna touch that one.
Okay, another good one. CMC, is he getting 100 yards rushing? Not necessarily total, just rushing.
See, if you said total, I'd say fuck yeah, that's easy.
No, this is just rushing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, especially with Elijah being out, and I don't see them blowing this out. So it'll either be close enough that we're gonna run the ball.
Okay.
Or that
I'm actually going to say no.
No?
No. And the reason why I'm going to say no is because I see the Cowboys blitzing us a lot, trying to get a lot of pressure in there. So what are we going to see out of CMC? We're going to see a lot of releases and getting catches.
Okay. Debo 2 TDs?
Come on, man. Debo, he gets up for these Cowboy games.
See, with him, I see 1.
See 1? Okay. I'm taking Debo and 2 touchdowns, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not too bad.
I think starting next week, we'll start writing all these down, and then we'll revisit them and see how we do.
See how we do, and maybe me and Bubby might start having to make some bets.
Yeah, just make a few bets here and there. I mean, you don't have to put $50 on every bet. Just put, $5 on every one. You're good.
Yeah,
all
right. Just win more.
So last but not least, my score prediction is 28-21 Niners. I think it's going to come down to a late fourth quarter touchdown. It's going to be one of those Debo touchdowns when he goes up the Cobb and says, "Give me the ball, give me the ball."
Yeah, I don't see us really blowing them out. I believe that 2 good teams, and let's be real, Monday night. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest matchups of the NFL season so far.
I think you could easily say it's the biggest so far this season.
Yeah, and I bet you the NFL would give its left nut to have them be 4-0 as well. But yeah, I'm like you.
I think everybody kind of expected that both of these 2 teams coming into this game to be 4-0.
I see a 27-21 type of ball game. I definitely see a 1 score. I'm not going to give my final prediction. Y'all will have to tune into the pregame for that because I still want to do some thinking, and I got to watch a couple more preview videos that I normally like to watch before I finally, start to do the show. But yeah, I'm going to say definitely, like you, definitely a 1 score ball game. But I do believe the Niners cover, so it's got to be within 4.
Yeah. All right. That's everything, man. How you feeling about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel we're all right. I feel that this is like I hate to be a broken record all the time, especially on this show, y'all. Um, it happens. It's a lot easier because your boy's been drinking, but
That is the beauty
I
of this
don't.
show.
That is the beauty. I don't believe the Cry Girls beat us. I believe we beat ourselves. If we lose
I do
this
that.
ball game, I believe we talk about more about Brock Purdy than Tony Pollard just having the game of the century.
I also see this game as that is should we lose it? This is the game where every anti-Brock person just throws a fucking parade.
Yeah,
They're just gonna.
yeah,
I mean, we could lose and he could throw and he still have a good game, and I could still see everybody just going to town on the fact that oh, he lost the game, blah blah blah. Like, so I could easily see that.
yeah. Oh, it's
Thank you,
definitely.
Brian.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I can see this is it's funny because everybody talks about legacy games, right? Career defining games. And we think of Joe Montana. What was his defining career moment? Like, you close your eyes, what do you think of Joe Montana the most?
The catch.
The catch. That happened in his 3rd year.
Hmm.
So think about it. Joe Montana played from 1979 to 1994. And his career defining moment came in the 3rd year of his career.
Yeah.
So I don't think this game will define Brock Purdy. Let's be real. I mean, even Joe's, although it was the 3rd year, it was an NFC fucking championship game against America's team. Like the Cry Girls when they were the Cry Girls. So I don't think this will be Brock's. Hopefully, Brock will have a lot more bigger games that he's playing in with. I don't know. How about the second Sunday of February? That one sounds like a good game to decide a legacy for. But this will definitely be I mean, the haters are going to have a lot less to say if he comes out and wins this.
Chicken soup.
So much. I didn't think of chicken soup. Well, are you an ND fan?
All right, Bryant's show is next for all of you guys there who are here. If you want, jump over to Bryant's channel afterwards. That's the link. I don't know if you can copy paste it on that one. But anyways, look up Brian Culp on YouTube. I will be jumping over there. PJ, I'm not sure what your plans are for the evening, but there'll be a bunch of us on there. Brian from No Border Sports. Bryant obviously will be there. David Corey will be there. Corey Davis will be there. David McNanner will be there. Joe Stevens, and probably yours truly.
I'll
There's
see.
a whole bunch of people.
Maybe if I could pop in, but we gotta make sure everything's good in the fridge. And
oh yeah, you had that whole issue today.
Yeah, I got. We literally got home and I literally came to the computer. Like, made my drink and came straight to the computer, bro. So but I'll definitely probably like have it on my phone. Like, I'll be tuning in.
This is the way.
But all right, bro. So we're gonna go ahead and
chicken soup.
I
never heard that one before. That's a damn good one.
Man, I'm not even touching that one.
All right.
Run through the reads.
Sure.
All right. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media. Jason does a bang-up job on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio. Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Make sure you catch your boy. I'll probably go live 11 for the pregame on Sunday. Jason will give you halftime, and Jamie will be going live after the game. Anyway.
What are you doing over there? You drunk?
If I can press the right button. And this week's special coupon code to save 20% off of For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 2 apparel is Beat the Cry Girls. Hold on, I'm making sure that I actually did it this week. Yes.
Oh, you forgot it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't forget it last week. Okay. Beat the Cry Girls. There, I just did it. Make sure you use that to save 20% off all season 3 For the Faithful by the Faithful apparel. Awesome show, brother.
Good shit, brother. Like I said, thank you as always. Thank you everybody who showed up. We appreciate it all. Thank you, TJ. It's always fun having a good drink. And like I said, this show to me is my Friday night. The week is finally over. I'm done. I don't give a shit about work until Monday. It's my, so it's nice to relax with everybody. And like I said a few minutes ago, everybody please jump over to Brian Culp and his show. It is the Friday Night Variety Show. And then I believe after him it's going to be David McNiner this week. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but we've been invited to also jump in with these guys and host some of their Friday night shows. So we'll be changing some of the times that we go on when that happens. But we'll let everybody know
we'll get it all figured out.
Yeah, like I said, this is still brand new. We're still working on everything. But yeah, so everybody, jump over there if you could, please. Last words, TJ.
Yay! Be the Cry Girls, baby. Fuck Dallas.
Bang, bang. Thank you, everybody. Mahalo.